This is part 2 of the Fusion Core solution, a demonstration of integration between Microsoft SharePoint 2010 and ESRI ArcGIS. So we're looking at a map with an incident. I'm currently Terry Adams and I'm logged in as an intake officer. So I'm going to demonstrate how an intake officer would take a tip and a lead and put it into the system and then take it all the way through to where that specific tip shows up on our ESRI generated map right within SharePoint. So I'm going to go back to the home page, and I can get there by numerous ways, but I'm just going to do it the way that I'm familiar, going to the Fusion Core solution demonstration site. First thing I want to do is show within operations that I'm currently logged in as the intake officer, and I've been logged in since 6:34 a.m. It's been tracking my time, so I've almost put in an hour's worth of work. And essentially it shows that earlier this morning I took an intake and put it in, and it has an activity link to it, so I can click on that activity link and actually look at the tip that I received and essentially see that it was a suspicious photography reported, and then I have all of the details here. So essentially I'm going to use a little bit of this as a way to sort of show how it's actually done, and I'm just going to change one little element of this and move the location up to a different location just to show you how the input screen works. So what I'm doing is I'm going to open a new tab so that I can work back and forth through the specific items here. So I'm opening that new tab and I'm going to return to the home page. So here I go. I'm going to go back to the home page, and here we are back at the home page. Okay, so now I have two tabs open just to let you know where I am. Okay, so I just got a call. I got a call from an Amtrak police officer, and he has given me a tip that someone is suspiciously taking photographs of the security cameras at the Amtrak station. So what I do is I go into my new request and I use my drop down because this is going to be a tip request, and you notice that there's all sorts of different things that I can put in, but the one that I'm interested in is a tip and lead report. To demonstrate the functionality of all of these reports would take a very long time, but this is just the tip and lead report demonstration. So I click on that and I can go through and fill out the form. Notice that it automatically pre-fills the date and time of the request as well as my first and last name. I can put in my title, agency, police officer, what the case number is, etc., etc. And what I really want to do is go ahead and put in photography or anything that I want here. The key here is that we can rely on this report information to show up on our map, and the way that it shows up is using this name. So one quick tip about this is under this name we should use a pretty short thing because that's what's going to show up on our tip screen, and if it's a really long name then it takes up a lot of space on the map. So then we can fill out this sort of information. One thing to note is that all of these have specific policies applied to them, and for criminal intelligence, what it allows is that based on selection of criminal intelligence, it makes you fill out these additional fields. So to make it compliant for 28 CFR Part 23, they've gone ahead and made these part of the submittal. Then there's some additional information that you would put in, and this is where the incident details become critical. So we're going to go ahead and pick today's date, and I'm going to move forward and put in the summary, and in this particular case rather than typing a full summary I'll just go and cut and paste from the summary that we already have here, right here. So I'm going to grab this from a prior and copy it and then go to this particular page and go ahead and paste it in. So one of the things that this demonstrates is that it's very easy to take information from one place and put it into another, whether it's an email or some other tip system. You can grab it from there and post it in. Then we have a lot of ways that we can classify the tips so that when you want to see all of the tips that are about a prison gang or labor racketeering, this particular one will be photography. We can look at all of the tips that are related to photography, etc. And then you can track any type of actions that were taken. So when you go through and see that someone went by and took a look or whatever, you can put that information in. Now, the incident location, we want to be very specific and give it a name. So we're going to call this the Amtrak station. And we don't have to fill out the description, but we definitely want the location. So I'm going to put in 400. Let's see what our prior location was. 400 Causeway Street, Boston, Mass. 02114. So we're going to use 400 Causeway Street. And it's in Boston. And then the state, obviously you've got drop downs here, and then 02114. So just to make sure I've got everything set correctly, I want to go back here and look at this. Make sure, yes, 100, 02114. Alright, so I've got everything that I need submitted, 02114. And essentially, one of the things that you can do with this is go beyond what's on the screen. So we know we want to keep a lot of information about a specific tip. So what the system has done is it's set up all these additional tabs. So if there's persons that are involved in the tip, you're able to go through and put in information about the specific person, everything that you would like, and you can put multiple people in by submitting additional people. If you have vehicles that were involved, you can track the vehicle. Same thing here, putting in the types of vehicles and license plate numbers, state, etc. As well as attachments and notes from the analysts. So you've got all sorts of ways to track additional information about the incident report or the tip report that you're submitting. So I'm ready to go ahead and submit this, so I'm going to go back to the bottom and go ahead and submit it. And it tells me that the form was saved successfully. So I'm ready to go back and take a look at the home page. So I'm hitting my site actions, going back to the home page, and what you'll see under operations now is that we've actually had an incident. So I've got a new intake received. It was recorded by Terry Adams. It sort of auto-generated a number here, and when I click on the number, it takes me right to the incident and gives me anything that I want here. So I've got everything that I have entered. Notice this, and here's my incident location, 400 Causeway Street. So now if I go back to the home page again and take a look, well, I could have gone right from situation awareness. So now I go to situation awareness. This is the demonstration that shows that the system automatically generates our map just by putting in the address. So the map comes up, and you notice there is my new incident. So photography at Amtrak station. If I click down on this, it's going to give me the details, or click on it, etc., and takes me right to the incident. So great use of the ESRI mapping, as well as some input, ease of use, as well as tracking intake officers' time as they work through their day. So lots of great stuff here. I hope you've enjoyed this specific, actually I guess there was no 400 Causeway Street, it would have been out in the bay there, but so hopefully you've enjoyed watching this demonstration, and it generated some ideas about how Fusion Core could be used in public safety applications. Thank you.